such a fool.
My name is Bill Hughes. I'm a comic book artist and a filmmaker, and my favorite sci-fi action film of all time is Matt Mercury. You may not have seen Matt Mercury yet because we're still making it, but I hope you'll find it as much fun to watch as it is to make. The film will be completed next year, but I'd like to give you, our supporters at Space City Con 2, a look at the production so far, and even a few unfinished scenes from the movie. We're making this first film in the Matt Mercury series right here in Houston, Texas. The film stars local talent, and you might even recognize a few of our actors. Matt Lavine plays our hero, Matt Mercury. Matt was in our original short film as Captain Mercury. He also has been a meteorologist for many years and a news anchor. You may also recognize Matt as the dead guy in the hall from Star Trek Enterprise. What I find most amazing about Matt is that he shares my vision of the future, the way it used to be.
You know what's great about all those shows from the 60s and 70s? You know what I love about those shows? They inspired me to be creative. They inspired me to be the person I am today. And a lot of people attribute those shows to be that's why they went into NASA. That's why they became engineers. That's why they're doing what they're doing. And I don't think the shows of today give people that same inspiration and motivation to be creative and just let go of the imagination. That's what I love about Mercury.
Yeah.
Mercury revisits that and it says, you know what, there's all kinds of possibilities out there.
Would you look at those eyes? This is Lauren Galley, and she'll be playing Matt's navigator, the spunky and acerbic Lieutenant Sparks McCoy.
Oh, excuse me. You're fluffy again.
Panel
For playback,
and
or-
Captain
No, just
Mercury is
as that
called
for
in and
okay.
she's screaming.
Okay.
Are we rolling?
Yeah, we're speeding.
Stop firing!
Speed up his cannon.
But what about Captain Mercury?
Sparks is Matt Mercury's sidekick, and she's like the spunky one who drives the ship, and half the time she's causing more trouble than she's solving.
We're going to continue with this setup.
Joker, de-striking.
De-striking Kino.
Work lights are on.
He's going to put special effects in that. In the movie, that's not going to be an orange circle. It's going to have special effects in it.
All right.
So I didn't know. It popped up out of you. And
So she does not like Mulchris, which is his not girlfriend.
All right, you know what? I need some tight cuts.
The stunning Chantal Nicole plays Matt's half-house cat and reluctant girlfriend, Mulchris Dunner.
And action.
Stop it!
After seeing Rock living in a local stage play, my wife and the film's producer, Heidi, insisted that he be in Matt Mercury before she would greenlight the project. Rock has all the makings of a big star, and it doesn't hurt that Heidi has a well-publicized crush on him.
Not yet, Mike, but we're moving as fast as we can.
Canadian actor and local artist Rick Corrigan was selected to play the cantankerous Dr. Cypher.
The hull's solid iridium flux. Nothing will penetrate it.
Well, surely you had to be able to cut and shape the thing to build it.
I had special tools.
We'll go back and get them.
I'm not finished with my line. I'm very slow speaking, you know.
Speak faster!
And young Brandon Thomas was cast to play the adventurous Mike Metro. As our casting choices show, we wanted Matt Mercury to be a film that appealed to the kid in all of us. The story came from my memories growing up in a world where space was truly the final frontier and where anything was possible. The pre-production phase is the time when a filmmaker must get all the props, costumes, and gear ready for the actual production of the film. Heidi and I had already worked on many of the designs, and I'd done storyboards for the more complex scenes in the film. Early on, we decided to do the film in a green screen studio environment. That meant much of the sets would have to be either computer generated or miniatures. I still had to build the set pieces full scale whenever our actors were going to interact with them. And that meant I had to get out the carpentry tools, and believe you me, I am no carpenter. Another full-size prop I'd have to build was our ship's robot, Jinky. He was reminiscent of all the robots I loved when I was a kid, and for that reason, we wanted him to be kid-sized. Next, we needed to build all the spaceships in our film. Early tests utilizing computer-generated spaceships proved to be unsatisfactory. There was something magical about the physical models that film and television shows used in the 60s and 70s. We wanted to recreate that kind of fun for Matt Mercury. So I went about building our rocket fleet. At some point, Heidi challenged me to design something more radical for our hero, and I began sketching concepts of a Phantom-class star cruiser called the Electra. The challenge to come up with an original yet iconic design was more difficult than I had imagined. After a few hundred sketches, one met with Heidi's approval. Little did I know that the model would require nearly a year to build. I've always been a huge fan of science fiction films, and maybe even a bigger fan of the artists that made them. I love the work of model makers that brought ships like the Discovery or the Enterprise to life. I wanted to make something awesome for Matt Mercury too. Once the design of the Electra was completed, I went about sculpting the 36-inch plug for the ship's fuselage. After that came the dreaded fiberglass. Just so you know, I hate fiberglass. So I'm going to jump ahead about a year and show you the final version of the Electra. Awesome, isn't she? One of the other major elements of pre-production is costumes and specialty makeup. For example, Mulchris is supposed to be an exotic mix of human and house cat. Well, we didn't want anything to distract from Chantal's good looks, so we made her an airbrush mask for the patterns that would appear on her forehead. Our makeup artist, Heather Nixon, completed the effect.
Who are you dressing up right now?
Hi, I'm Chantal Nicole. I am playing the role of Mulchris Dunner. I am half human, half genetic animal, so
she meows.
Other characters weren't so lucky. Professor Brainwave needed a huge cranial overhaul. We achieved this by making a full head mask appliance. Like everything we do, Heidi and I sculpted and cast Professor Brainwave's head in our house and in our driveway. This makes for great conversation opportunities with our placidly suburban neighbors in the woodlands. Pre-production ran nearly a year, and then we were finally able to start shooting. Thomasid rolls as a cinematographer as well as a producer on Matt Mercury. His amazing crew made shooting an entire feature film in 5 studio days and 2 days on location a possibility, and actually did it. When shooting green screen, lighting is the most important element. This is where Thomasid really showed off his expertise.
What happened to us?
I was able to convey my ideas about a scene and how it would look in post-production to Thomasid and his crew, and they were able to match lighting perfectly. When we added our created environments to our original footage, I knew anything I could dream up, I could make a reality.
I have a duty to a higher fashion.
What about your duty to me, Mulchris?
Duty, honor, the occasional good time.
After we wrapped the production phase of the film and moved on to post-production, I began to worry less about the logistics of making a film like Matt Mercury and thought about sinking my teeth into the fun part, the special effects. Rodney Allen built some of our environments in the computer, and his work blended flawlessly with the footage that Thomas and his crew had shot. Sean Christian Bellinger was the mastermind behind our computer-generated characters. I'm building the rest of our sets to scale. Using models in this way adds a certain kind of realism, and for me, it harkens back to the masters of cinema like Ray Harryhausen and George Pal. I can't say I'm in their league, but it's fun to splash around in the same pool every once in a while. Our film has several months left before it's completed. Once done, many of the sets and models will make Matt Mercury's second outing a lot more easy. We still have much to do. Sound and music, along with many of the fine details of special effects, will need to be added. That said, I'd like to show you a few unfinished scenes from our film. I won't give away too many plot details, but you'll just have to trust me. These scenes will make perfect sense when they're all finished. This scene takes place on Dr. Cypher's lab on board the Electra.
I am not to be disturbed! Just a minute!
Open this door, Doctor, or I'll vent your cabin into space.
What do you take me for, an idiot?
Tell me, Doctor, were you mad before you became a scientist, or did it happen the other way around?
I have no time for your foolish questionings.
Then allow me to try a pedantic statement. I don't buy that you just happened to end up in the Alpha Zone, and further yet, I'd say you were sent there by the Control Council.
Try to understand this.
You keep saying that, Doctor. Do I look stupid to you?
You know what this is, Captain?
A lima bean.
This is the most powerful weapon yet devised by the mind of man.
That looks like a lima bean to me, Doc.
Well, I suppose it's only fitting that such destructive powers should be cloaked within the guise of nature's most nutritious seed pod, eh? Yeah. This humble legume is no less than the first of a race of colossal nanites.
Impossible.
Nothing is impossible with science as your ally.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Listen, you better get your lima bean friend here to hit the weights if he's gonna knock out the intruder and get our planet back.
I suppose you have a better plan.
That's what worries me, Doc. I don't.
Was Sie ein nicht wahr, mein Liebchen?
Matt has a heart-to-heart with Jinky in the hall.
Captain,
Yes, Jinky.
can I talk to you for a minute?
What's on your mind?
What am I?
You're a General Industries neurokinetic robot and the finest engineer I've ever met.
Thank you, Captain. But am I nothing more?
How do you mean?
Well, after I lost my head back on Quadranus 9, I got to thinking, I'm nothing more than a tool.
That's simply not true.
I was made by man to serve man.
Well, I guess that's true, but I think of you as much more than that.
That's just because you have relationship issues.
Okay then. Well, I hope that helps.
It didn't.
Great!
Back to work then. We have an intruder to catch.
Now a quick compilation of shots from our film. I'd like to leave you with a few scenes from our opening title animations, and we'd also like to play a bit of one of our theme songs for you. I hope you enjoy it, and remember, keep your eyes on the stars, and always support your local Rocket Rangers.
Out on the edge of right and wrong, beyond the stars, where love is lost. If you need someone to set you free, just say his name, Mad Mercury. Mad Mercury, Mad Mercury. His life belongs to those in need. So if you just believe and say his name, Mad Mercury, don't be afraid, my little one. There is life beyond the sun. Please keep the faith and trust your dreams, and say his name, Mad Mercury. Mad Mercury, Mad Mercury, his life belongs